Nostradamus is also said to have written of the American response.
The trumpet shakes with great discord. An agreement broken. Lifting the face to heaven, the bloody mouth will swim in the blood. Overcome, the great nation is uncertain. Shortly before the sun, a battle is engaged. Warfare on a greater scale than ever before. Explosions. There will be a great onslaught. There will be terror, terror, terror. Garden of the world, the new city in the way of the man-made mountains, shall be seized on and plunged into ferment.
Again, Nostradamus suggests that New York, with its skyscrapers, its man-made mountains, will be a nuclear target. Nothing, the prophet says, will keep the city from dying.
A great place burns with heat. A hot wind. War. The great city will soon be quite deserted. Not a single one of the inhabitants will remain.
Nostradamus tells us how long the war will last.
The war shall last 27 years. The earth trembles, pushed into the air and falls again. The herald is sent out to call for surrender. Shall be driven back, and all the kingdoms of Christianity and all the unbelievers shall quake for the space of years. There shall be more grievous wars and battles. Towns, cities, castles, and other buildings shall be burnt, desolated, and destroyed. Married women and widows ravished, sucking children dashed against the walls of towns. So many evils shall be committed that almost the entire world shall be undone and desolate.
Antichrist. 3 times will he be annihilated. 27 years will blood be shed in war. Century 8, quatrain 77. Nostradamus tells us that the war will end 27 years after it begins with the death and the defeat of the Antichrist, and it shall end due to an unexpected alliance. When those of the Arctic pole shall be united together, there shall be in the East great fear and trembling. Those of the Arctic pole could mean the Soviet Union and the United States. As we see here, at the Bering Straits, the 2 countries are at their closest point in the Arctic Circle. One day, Nostradamus wrote, the 2 great masters will be friends. Their great powers will be increased. The Eastern ruler will be vanquished.
The sun and the eagle will appear to be victorious. Peace, prosecuted by death, it shall be achieved. In one night, the tree that has been long dead and withered shall grow green again. Lasted a good while, there shall be a renewed reign of Saturn and a golden age. Here shall begin an age of universal peace, a peace of 1,000 years.
And after a peace for 1,000 years, Nostradamus tells us next to nothing. He does, however, tell us in what year the world will finally come to an end. The year 3797. He wrote about the end of the world in a letter to his infant son. And you know, it's at such times that each of us looks at the long road ahead, contemplating not only our own future, but the future of our children. Not many of us can see the future, but none of us need be Nostradamus or have his gifts for seeing through time to sense that we are at a crossroads, that our immediate future could hold the worst war man will ever know. So we must, each of us in our own way, do something to make sure that that war will never happen. Perhaps if we